What's up YouTube, Beast Mode 818 here, and today I got a quick video for you guys where I'm going to be farming ZulGurub for as much gold as possible. I already have both the ZulGurub mounts myself, but I am going to be showing you guys in this video how to farm the ZulGurub mounts because they're pretty easy to farm. They drop at a 1% drop chance each one of them. The way to get to ZulGurub is you would take this flight master, or this flight path to Rebel Camp Stranglethorn Vale, and then you just, get on your mount or use flight form to get to ZulGurub if you're a druid. And then for Horde side, I think you'd probably take this boat to Booty Bay and then fly there. So that's pretty much how to get there. And the way I get there, you're about to see, is I just use the Skyriding to get decently high, and then I use the first Skyriding ability to get there as quick as possible. Basically what you do is you just spam it while it recharges. As you can see, it recharges pretty quick, like right away, so you just keep spamming it. And this is probably how to get to ZulGurub as fast as possible. I'm sure there's people who are better at Skyriding than me, though. I didn't really take Dragonflight too serious. And ZulGurub is a heroic only mode dungeon, meaning you can only run it once per day per character. So you're going to want to right click your character portrait, go down to the dungeon difficulty, and you're going to want to set the dungeon difficulty to heroic before you enter the dungeon. And it'll show a skull on the instance entrance. That's how you know it's heroic. If it's not heroic difficulty, if you have it set to normal, it just won't even let you in. Like that. So, it's pretty obvious that ZulGurub is a heroic only mode dungeon. After you have it set to heroic, you just enter. And then there's this helpful jungle monkey on the left here. If you don't have the vendor mount that's sold in Dodgin for 20,000 gold yet. So, and you can mount up in ZulGurub, FYI. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna run over to the Flora Wing Hive Queen. And if you have skinning, which I probably should have mentioned like super fast, like the first thing I should have mentioned is, if you have skinning, this is definitely a more profitable farm. But at the same time, you can do this farm without skinning. And then also there's a quest line that you can unlock to unlock like Primal Leathers and ancient patterns and recipes. So if you don't do that quest line, the ancient patterns and recipes don't drop, the Primal Leathers don't drop. Basically that's what wouldn't drop if you didn't have the quest line done in advance. I'll have the link to the video that I made on how to do that quest line in the description. It's honestly a super easy quest line to do. I was kind of a slacker with doing it, and I should have did the quest line a lot quicker. But as you can see, Tor-Tun, for example, when you skin him, he gives you a bunch of deep sea scales and savage leather. It's an easy way to make some gold. And then if you didn't have skinning, you wouldn't be able to get all the primal leathers. And it's pretty easy to make a druid that is like level 50 plus pretty quick to be able to do this with skinning, so there's no real reason for you not to have a gold making character if you need one, unless you're just lazy or something, or you're too busy. I probably should have killed
You disturb the plans of gurubashi.
building first.
Too late for you.
I think when you kill the mob outside the building first, does something. I don't take this instance too seriously. I've never really studied ZulGurub like intensely. I just run it for gold. But and then I was running it for the mounts until I got both mounts. So these mobs are really important, the giants, because that's more like the dismantler that I just killed, because they drop a bunch of Elementium ore and cataclysm gems. And you don't need skinning for this part. So now I have like 24 Elementium ore that sells for 10G each. That's like 250 gold without skinning from those guys. I hate this part for sure. You definitely want to use a speed ability as soon as you can and just get up the hill as quick as possible, avoiding the rocks, because it's pretty annoying sometimes when you get hit by a rock. So this boss right here drops the Raptor Mount. How do I do it? Right click to open adventure guide. I'm right clicking. Well, I don't know how to play World of Warcraft. Basically, this boss right here drops the Raptor Mount on a 1% drop chance, and I was gonna show you guys that the Raptor Mount is available, you know, via clicking on the boss, and then I'm trying again, but it's not working. Via clicking the boss, and then showing blood feeds Saka. But my soul. You guys can also figure out how to do that. I'm just like, you know, not able to figure out. Maybe it's an add-on glitching my World of Warcraft out to the point where I can't, you know, see the blue pools of the bosses. But I doubt that. I'm probably just forgetting how to do it. So after you kill all of the primal bats here, and killing the boss doesn't hurt too. He drops some gold, but you'll probably end up getting them out pretty fast, especially if you run ZulGurub a decent amount. The ZulGurub materials that drop out of ZulGurub, don't be surprised if they don't sell like immediately too, because you have a lot of competition with other people farming 2 mounts out of this dungeon. So definitely don't get discouraged if you don't make sales like right away or anything. And I'm killing these mobs for golden ember silk cloth right now. The bijous I like put over here to the left. I put them in my warband bank, I think it's called, and I just collect them until I know what to do with them. They look cool and important. I don't know. I think you probably spend them on like recipes or something. That's honestly what I'm assuming. And you could kill as many mobs as you want in here as you're running around, but I don't. Probably should have used Bear Tartar before doing this instance, because it probably would have made this run a lot faster. Also, Dark Moon Firewater is really good also for the skinning component. It definitely would make you significantly faster if you're just not a cheapskate in WoW. If you're not a cheapskate in WoW and you just you know, pay for Dark Moon Firewater or you know, farm it yourself, you could just save 15% of your time spent in WoW probably, or you know, the time spent skinning. Hopefully I didn't miss any tigers though, so I was talking so much I just kind of zoned out. But yeah, there's like 4 tigers here. 2 tigers right there, 2 tigers right here. And you definitely want to do the quest line real quick to unlock the ancient gurubashi secrets for the ancient tiger leathers, because I have been making sales for ancient bat leather and ancient tiger leather, and they sell for like 100 gold each. So basically these ZulGurub runs are actually netting a decent amount of gold for how quick they are. And auction house gold doesn't necessarily hurt, because it's just like it's almost like like while your auctions are on the auction house, you could be out farming, you know, and it's like basically automated gold. So it's cool in that sense. So the boss that drops the Swift Zulian Panther Mount is in this building right here, and I'm gonna kill her just so that you guys can see how easy it is to farm this mount. The hard thing is that it's on a 1% drop chance, so it will not drop for you easily, especially since it's a 1% drop chance for just one mob, you know. So it's definitely not
This body
definitely
is
difficult
useless.
to get Panther, but it's easy to kill the boss for sure with a 50+ character. You might even be able to do it with a 45+ character, but yeah. I think they drop Savage Leather. Yeah, they do. So the Savage Leather's pretty good in ZulGurub. You can farm it like almost endlessly, and same with the deep sea scales. You can just keep on farming, especially as a druid. You can farm pretty easy throughout the whole river, and just keep killing crocodiles and keep getting Savage Leather and deep sea scales. So you can make a lot out of ZulGurub if you spend more time in here. But at the same time, you probably don't want to. You probably want to limit the time you're spending on Savage Leather and deep sea scales. And deep sea scales typically sell over 10G, so they're pretty good. Savage Leather is like, I would try to sell over 5G is my recommendation. But with so many people farming ZulGurub on the daily, the reality is they could end up 1 to 2G. So this is Gub, and he drops Gub's catch, which is some fish. You definitely want to stockpile the fish until they go over like a G each one. You see how I just got deep sea scale and Savage Leather from the crocodile? It's just like more worth my time to get the crocodiles for sure than the serpents over there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can kill the last boss if you really want to. Let's see if I can figure out how to kill the last boss. I've never done it before, but I'll do it just for the video. And so
I hope you find something
basically,
useful.
you gotta kill 4 Guardian of Jintos, which is the bosses that we've like already been killing. And then once you kill the 4 Guardian of Jintos, I'm pretty sure you can kill Jindo the Godbreaker. And then you just one-shot him, I think.
My name's Trevor. What's yours?
Be kind to those less.
Yeah, so all I'm really gonna do is show you guys how to vendor the items that you get, and then I'll show you what to auction. But there's not much. Like, definitely know that the items that you're getting out of ZulGurub are not going to be the best, so most of them you're going to be vendoring. Vendoring stuff's exhausting sometimes. These gurubashi punishers I could sell for like 5 gold each, or 10 gold each. The band of the gurubashi berserkers gotta go though for 12 gold vendor price. Wow, the Zulian slasher plus 10 cataclysm skill. It's a sword, but I'll never be able to equip it because it's on this character soulbound. Okay, looking good. So I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, was I supposed to wait to kill these guys? I don't know. Well, let's see if I can manage to kill this difficult boss.
Welcome to the group. Now, have a taste of Jindo's true power. Your
So I'm pretty sure, like,
defeat is unforgivable,
you just like
Jindo.
stand underneath the
You
chains.
spit in the face
Some
of a god.
the giants come attack you and freaking break the chains or something like that. Oh my god, if they don't hurry this up. Oh wow. Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue how to do this boss. Sometimes it'd be like this in WoW, like you really gotta watch like a guide to figure it out. And I can't even. Oh, got it. Yeah, trying to figure this crap out. Yeah, I've never done it. Trying to figure this crap out without a video is so complicated. Yeah, I'm not gonna figure that out. So basically,
I cannot use that item yet.
alright, so basically, the way ZulGurub works is like that, how I already showed you guys. It's like a mount farm, gold farm, and I already made my gold, so I'm good. I made slightly extra gold from vendoring boss loot because I was showing you guys how to do the mount runs, and yeah, it's pretty easy to run.
Would you like to
ZulGurub,
purchase something?
and it's so close
Very well,
by.
then.
It's like might as well, especially if you got that questline done, and it makes a decent amount of gold. I could show you right now what the prices are to wrap up the video, but Yup, hopefully the deep sea scales sell because it's such a good price. Medium leather I'll cop out on for 250. Volatile earth is looking good. Volatile air is looking good. See, that's why you save your deep sea sagefishes. They're selling for 264 right now. 2 gold and 64 silver. I'm sure you guys could see that, but yeah, Hikari coins hopefully will be selling, and these things, they don't sell actually super well. So to be honest with you, you could definitely end up stockpiling these items pretty easily, because you can like see the region average daily sold on like the TSM, or on my TSM add-on, and basically you can see that gurubashi coin sells 26 per day, which is definitely on the light end. So like look at Jasper's, for example, selling almost 1,000 per day. So definitely the prices on these things go down a lot because nobody buys them a lot of the time, because a lot of the time nobody will need them because there's just not that much demand for them probably, or the average daily sold would just be higher. But yep, that is ZulGurub for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and figured something out, and till next time.